TV, of course. We are going to have the mostly Polish lineup of Kinguin taking on the Bulgarians in the form of Windigo. Of course, a couple of guest appearances coming in, as we have recently seen both Fox and Muthras signed to this Kinguin roster, and I believe this is their debut game. So we should have an entertaining match coming up. I'm not even going to bother making a prediction, because who knows what Kinguin are going to show? Who knows how good they can be? Who knows how maybe disorganized they could be with very little practice, etc. It's certainly a possibility. So I think we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. And there we go, Windigo winning that knife round.
Yeah, Fox is actually called Fotbox, so anyone who's confused in the chat, Fotbox is actually Fox. Now get into this round. It is going to be the pistol round. Overpass is a map that does favour the CTs a lot because the rotates are quite quick, so you can come in from that A bomb site really quickly down to that B bomb site to help out with your team. Although Kinguin seem to be starting on the T side. And on the CT side, we'll have Windigo. I'm actually quite impressed with Windigo lately on their online results. They went to I believe it was Legends Arena Land. They played quite well there as well. So they've had some good performances both offline and online. So I'm interested to see how they perform. But it seems as though we're getting into the game now. 10 seconds until the pistol round will begin. And it's going to be Kinguin starting on that T side. And on the CT side, we have Windigo.
Yeah, and I'm hoping for a great game right now, and I'm expecting it for sure, because so much skill right now on this server. There's some upcoming talents over on the Windigo side, just ships. There's some very, very familiar names to most people who are familiar with Bulgarian CS. There's Spellin, Bubble, and Victor, of course. And over on the Kinguin side, of course, you know how much Fox is loved. We know how much the Polish players are also loved by their community. So there is going to be a very entertaining game coming up now as we are live into the pistol. Over on the CT side, no defuse kit currently. Instead, they're going to be opting for the full sets of Kevlar. And it seems like Kinguin are going to be going for an aggressive round. A very fast-paced one in towards B and straight in towards the water. They managed to actually pick up 4 quick frags. A flurry of frags going in their favour, and Mihu finds the final. And that's going to be Kinguin instantly rolling over their opponents and picking up that pistol round.
That was a good start from Mihu, picking up 3 kills, almost as instantaneously finds 2 towards the water position. The 2 players run out of connector, lose their heads quite early on. That is going to be Kinguin taking the pistol round underway already. They pick up the 2 SMGs, the UMPs here on board. Quite a heavy rifle presence early on. Mutras and of course Mihu, and Fotbox or Fox has got himself on board the rifles. That's going to be the insurance policy, and the SMGs will be that sort of cash grinder. And I think these rifles are definitely needed when you're going up against this buy here. You can look at Windigo, then they've got themselves a CZ, set of head armor. Bubble's the only player, and it's likely because he wants to save for that AWP. He has got the P250, no armor. The rest of the players do have armor and a bit of utility. So Kinguin definitely got a favour in this one, but Windigo can definitely do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, for sure. By no means. This is CSGO. After all, you can't underestimate these pistols and what sort of damage they can actually get done. And there's a nice little info play coming in by Bubble. He just jumps up over the wall to try and spot out any players that are in that position. Receives a small amount of damage, but spots out 2, I believe, in the process. And now Kinguin looking to just try and commit into this B-bomb site. It starts off decently as Mousinho gets the first, but the pistols are going to be able to return a couple of kills. We are going to end up in a 3-on-3 with this going in favour of Windigo. The CZ doing so much work. Bubble also chimes in, and now it's all onto Mihu as he gets denied. The headshot from the CZ is too much for him to handle. And the Windigo instantly come back themselves and give Kinguin a taste of their own medicine. The pistols come out victorious over the rifles and SMGs. I
said they had the chance to do damage. They finally pick up the round, actually. So I think that happened a couple of times in that previous game with AGO as well. That second round buy generally in CSGO is, in any other edition of Counter-Strike, it was a lot harder. But it seems as though in CSGO these rounds are so common now. Like these rounds where people just force buy into that second round have just been able to take down the rifles. And already Kinguin on the back foot after such a convincing pistol. They will be forced back on the pistols themselves. It's quite a similar buy as to what Windigo had into the previous one. And they still have a chance to take this one as well. Just a little bit more rifle presence from Windigo into this one, which really does solidify my favourites to this round. But generally A-Long's been given up a lot of the time, Dean. So they are just taking the advantage of that. You're going to come up towards A-Long where the presence is empty, but Bubble, he's going to take down Mihu. That's an opening kill and a half right there as he drops him. Now a man advantage has been gained for Windigo. And Bubble goes on fire again, picks up another, and it should just be a shutdown here coming through.
Yeah, only 3 players remaining with pistols, and the rifles are just reigning victorious in every single battle. Bubble indeed is going to be able to close that out with 4 kills. He had a small bit of support from Victor, who took down 1 also. That's going to be Windigo being able to chain 2 rounds together. Kinguin now should be looking at the full eco.
Yeah, the full eco is definitely one of those things you really want to be trying to avoid most of the time, but Kinguin are on it. After not doing as much damage as they probably would have liked into that last one. The only cash grinder, though, if you cash grinder I like to call it, is the UMP. That's going to be grinding out some of the extra cash you get for using that SMG against these unarmored opponents. It's much easier to take them out. And there goes Punisher, spraying through, will line up too. Gets a double for his woes, and now Rallen will answer back. That's a PT50 kill coming in. And they will try and impact onto the site here. Maisinho going to be the entry fragger, but Ships is there to hit 2 headshots, and there goes Spill, and closing it out, 3-1 Windigo.
Yeah, but now Kinguin are going to be able to get the buyout. They didn't really have much in that round. At least being able to get themselves a kill, I guess, isn't too bad. They have the full set of rifles now to work with. They have a decent amount of utility. Not an op, though, sadly.
No alt presence that can really hinder a team when you're coming towards executes. Even on the CD side, they don't have an op as well, and on the T side is the same, so not really many op battles coming through. So you're going to see large parts of the map are going to be dealt with multiple players, because those AWPs are generally held for long-range positions and positions you want to hold down solo. So now that they've got no AWP presence on either team, you can see already Windigo putting that into full effect. They've got 2 players up towards A long, so they've put a lot of presence there. You have to have 2 if you want to go for multiple spray downs. And of course, we do see the bomb now left over towards the T-spawn area, and presence dealt with the Team Kinguin side. They're going for a bit of a default here. A long was left open, but now it is occupied by 2 players. Victor is there for the first shot, goes in for the second as Bubble, and now it's a 2-man advantage gain for the Windigo team. Rallen, however, is in behind. That's nearly a missed opportunity, but he'll get the headshot. He recuperates his aim, and that will be the kill coming through. His Mooders right through the smoke, takes a headshot, and the Polish are going to be looking so strong here. I suppose you have to add in also a couple of the Portuguese players onto the squad now, new additions. And it's into a 3 versus 3, and Kinguin are going to be trying to pressure this A-bomb site.
Yeah, definitely not a bad position for Kinguin. The only real negative they have at the moment is the HP on Rallen is looking extremely low. Muteris, Mozinho, and Rallen now looking to try and clutch this out 3 on 3. We do see one player already waiting on this A-bomb site, and Spellin actually peeks out to try and get some info and gets his head taken off instantly. Ships returns a single kill before eventually falling to Mozinho. And now it's going to be all on the Punisher to try and actually clutch this one out. At the moment, he's going to be coming in on the flank. He doesn't have a defuse kit. There is one available on the bomb site, I do believe. He's getting the damage done, but I was going to say Rallen should be able to shut him down now, but never mind. Punisher gets the first kill, spamming through the smoke. He's so close to picking up a second. And now swapping to the AK, he's still just continuously spamming, hoping to try and find this kill desperately. And it's Mozinho playing around the smoke. Oh my god, it was so close, and he finds it. Is he going to be able to get the bomb defused in time is the question. I think he should have enough time even without the defuse kit. Yeah. What a clutch by Punisher. Windigo get around that they never really should have had any sort of opportunity to win, I'd say there. That 2 versus 1 should have been taken down and put in favour of Kinguin.
Yeah, Punisher living up to his name, punishing the mistakes of the Kinguin side who keep peeking him. And that is ultimately going to end up with Windigo now starting to extend this lead quite heavily. Kinguin should be starting to sweat a little bit here. Perhaps some of the errors that do happen along with a brand new team. You got some of those lack of discipline plays, etc. But these players are all veterans. They should be getting back in the way of things pretty soon here. And Molotov comes early. That's going to be for the water position. Denies any pushes in there aggressively. So that is a good bit of utility usage. And a smoke picked up by Ships. That's going to be going down as soon as that Molotov just extinguishes. And there we go. It's going to be Victor jump spotting. Spots one. Already Kinguin. Their position has been made very aware.
Yeah, early on, some slight damage going to be done in favour of the CT side as Mozinho gets taken down to 61, but shouldn't really be, hopefully for the sake of Kinguin, too substantial in terms of this round's outcome. But right now, it looks like they will be favouring towards the B-bomb site. Rallen with a great opening will be able to take down one player. Trade's coming back now as Ships is getting some real damage done with a hat-trick. He may be able to find a quad, but it's going to be Mutt instead to shut him down. Valievs is now in a 2 versus 2, but the nade's doing damage yet again. Mutt down to 55, Mozinho on 60, and there's full HP on both of these players as they take both frags simultaneously. And it is going to be Windigo starting this game off 5-1, and a pause has been called, and it's actually by the Windigo side, so I presume it's going to be a technical pause.
Yeah, most likely just to be a technical pause. You don't really want to be calling pauses when you're starting to get that momentum. Well, it is going to be 5-1 here. Kinguin, they have another bye coming through, so this could be where we start to see a couple of change-ups. They have obviously, the coaching rule is obviously not in effect here, so we obviously have time where people can just talk through these whenever they like. And even with a technical pause, it gives that team a little bit extra time to reconsider their movements throughout the map. Where do they want to go? What sites are working out? What plays aren't working out? And perhaps a little bit of arguments that can be resolved as well. So Kinguin, they could come into this one with a completely different approach. And that'll be interesting to see, because what they're doing right now isn't working out. They're getting onto the site, but it's just the retakes are just being too much for Windigo.
Yeah, it has just been confirmed that it is indeed a technical pause by Windigo, so hopefully that issue should be resolved soon. We're not 100% sure what it is. We weren't actually given that information, just told that it is in fact a technical pause. So yeah, Kinguin are going to be enjoying this time that they get to actually discuss what they want to do in the next round. They don't have to waste a tactical pause, and it gives them a good chance now with the full buy coming out to try and get themselves right back into this. Down 5-1, by no means is this game over quite yet. People in the chat, of course, are going to be like, "Oh no, not looking good for Kinguin," but they still have a lot of room to actually try and bring themselves back into this.
Of course, best of 3 as well. You got a lot of maps to work with.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I don't know how to gauge the map pool right now. Obviously, Kinguin bringing in 2 new players, that completely changes the whole thing. It's different if you bring in 1 player, because then you just change at least 1 position. But when you're bringing in 2, that's like a whole site right there. You need to start considering a few different things, and that can perhaps work out a little bit better. You got the honeymoon period, of course, but perhaps sometimes it can affect the team negatively. So we'll see how it works out here for now. On their T side, they're looking a little bit shaky, but of course the pulse has come undone, and we can see Kinguin, a completely new face to the team here. They've bought up the buy. It's going to be the AKs, no AWP presence, but the utility is on board for all 5 players. So Dean and Execute could come in here, and this is the standard Molotov again.
Yeah, certainly likely, but it looks like Windigo themselves want to up the pace. They go aggressive up short, and some great damage is done there by Mozinho. Spamming into the wall brings both Bubble and Ships down to extremely low HP. That's what is needed early on for Kinguin, cause that damage. They won't be aware that they've done it, but it should allow them, if they end up reapproaching that side of the map, to just have a bit of an easier time actually taking down that defense. As Windigo themselves now looks like they're gonna just cancel this aggression, fall back towards the bomb sites instead. And of course Kinguin, they still have to be wary that these players could be pushed up and waste some of their time, waste some of their utility in their attempt to try and reclaim this map control.
I was looking at Fox there for a minute. I was like wondering why I haven't been talking about him. Then I looked at the scoreboard. He's got 0 kills so far, so not a great performance here. 0-0-5. You'll be looking to try and change that for sure. Yeah, you really want to get Fox on that AWP, and they haven't really had the cash to do so, so they really need to start winning rounds here if they want to get his performance up and going. Molotov comes out towards the monster position. That'll delay a push coming through by Kinguin. It seems as though they do desire to go in onto the bomb site. And my Muterus, he's going to try and come up close. It's Punisher to find the opening kill for Windigo. And Bubble from above takes 1 down as well. And Oralan's getting held back by that Molotov. But he comes in from behind a Spellin, and he's going to take that kill, leaving only Mihu. 1 versus 5, and that's Kinguin down and out again. Windigo looking really strong right now.
Yeah, Mihu, probably the player you'd want in this situation if you did have 1 player who's going to be left in a 1 versus 5, but I think it's still going to be too much to ask of him. Of course, he finds that first kill, gets that headshot really with far more to find in very low time. Yeah, he's just going to be forced into a save. There's nothing really that he can do, and it could be dangerous if we see Windigo actually deciding to push, but then again, Ships and Bubble both extremely low. They'll definitely want to be just sitting back, and Ships is the only real player in position to actually reach him within time.
Did the free AK that got given to him there through the tunnel. Oh, Ships able to pick up the AK. It was gifted to him from a nade. Now Kinguin, only 1 round left on the board, still unable to really get anything. And Fox 0-0-6. The best performer on that side is of course Mihu. Oh, you'd expect that on this side. Although Windigo, it's pretty much been a very good performance here. Ships on 9 kills, Bubble on 8. Not too far behind him is Punisher. Came in with a huge clutch and through the wall. Damage is being dealt. And Team Kinguin, they try to impact on middle here. And Bubble, he's here with some rifle support, so it should be very difficult to even get any presence towards A.
Yeah, certainly the smoke's down at the moment, also going to be delaying them for quite a long time. Damage done early on, especially on towards Fox, who, as you mentioned, hasn't been having a great game, and that's not really going to help him either. That's not going to be any sort of assistance, as now the op in the hands of Bubble, looking to try and face aggressively, finds the first onto Mutt. Well, it's going to be taken down, and the chances of the T-side being able to take this round are slowly but surely decreasing. But as I say, that Mihu, the top performer at the moment for this T-side, rather, is going to be able to take himself 1 kill. Instantly coming back in now, Bubble and Victor are going to be able to close it down. And now we have a Ricardo Bond on the server, as Fox is currently 007.
Oh, yeah, another one, Dean. Another. So, yeah, we got Fox. No, obviously 0 points at all. Not even an assist on the board yet. This is very painful to watch for Fox or even play as well. So Windigo, they're up to 7. and they've got themselves a very good lead. Now the op does come out. This could be the change, though, that we're expecting from Fox. He's a very good AWP player, and look for some aggression from the CTs here with the op. They're inside of water already, and Maisinho could find himself an unwanted headshot coming his way. But he decides the better of peeking that angle without a flashbang, throws it on over, but still not going to be the best. Still takes the kill, though, and that's a huge one to find. And now that is Victor drop, but Bubble finds the trade. And there goes Ships taking Rowland, and now into a 3 versus 4. Man advantage still intact from Windigo after a flurry of frags come through.
Yeah, Mousinho also very low HP. It's not looking so good for Kinguin once again, as Windigo are really beginning to run away with the CT side. Spellin finds himself another quick double, takes down once again Fox and Mihu, as Fox still he had to get himself onto the board even after getting the AK in his hands, and this nade could touch down onto Mousinho, and there you have it. Spellin shuts down A-Long all on his own, and Ricardo Bond continues, but he's now being promoted. He's 008.
Oh, 008. 008, I don't think he gets out in the field much. From experience I'm watching right now, he doesn't have too much going his way, and seems to be just a CZ coming out. He picked up the AWP as well. You're expecting Fox to do something with it, but just nothing happening right now for Kinguin, and this has been a bit of a blowout. Kinguin looked really good at the Polish esports LAN as well. I casted the grand finals of that event, and Kinguin were going up against Venators, and they blew them out of the water. So there was good teams there as well, like Pride and of course HEO. So there was a lot of good teams there, and Kinguin looked so strong. The roster changes have come as a bit of a surprise to me, but coming in quickly, Mudras leading the way. Flash comes in. Now Spillin. He's got himself the AK, spraying through, takes a headshot onto Rowland, and now the players are on the bomb site. Mihu finds a shot, Spillin finds another, but it's just a 3 versus 1 at this point. 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and the Molotov will secure that this bomb is now in safe hands.
Yeah, not going to be not a good game so far from Kinguin, of course. They are going to be kind of experimenting with their map pool, bringing in this new lineup. Fox, usually a player that you would expect to have a lot of impact, but he hasn't really had a chance yet. This is the second time he gets the op into his hand, and this is where I think he may be able to step it up. He's definitely a player with a lot of experience. By no means is he going to be out of this game completely. He can definitely bring himself back into this mentally. He's a player that has done that in the past, and this is where he needs to step up now if Kinguin want a chance to come back into this and not go down 1-0 in this best of 3 series. As it looks like they will up the pace a bit over towards B at the moment, but the nades doing a bit of damage. The smoke also cutting them off for the moment and forcing them to just hang around and wait for that to begin to dissipate.
9-1. Not a scoreline that looks too particularly appetizing for Kinguin. However, Fox is back on the op, so maybe this is his turn to shine. 1 minute, 20 seconds left. They are going to begin a little bit of a pressure towards water. They haven't been able to gain this so far, so it's good for them that they've actually got a huge choke point on the map, and they keep pressuring towards B. A, it's not really working out for them too much, so let's see how this B defense go. I don't think this is going to go too well either, because Windigo, look at this setup. They've got 4 players on the B bomb site. It's going to be so difficult for the T side to even get anywhere near this without getting shut down from the crossfires here, so perhaps they should fall back towards A, and it seems as though they are going to be doing so. So interesting setup. Kinguin making their way back. 45 seconds left on the clock. Still plenty of time to do so, and this is going to be an A hit coming in here, Dean. Oh wait, never mind, the bomb's going back somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Still a 5-on-5, and just a note to the chat when we point out Fox's scoreline, that's by no means a personal attack on him, but you cannot completely forget about the fact that he's not having a great game. Certainly, he is capable of having amazing performances, but it's not happening right now. But Mousinho is going to be the one to try and step it up into this round for Kinguin as he finds the first Ships. Young Star is going to be able to bring it back with 3 quick headshots, as he may even pick up a quad, and he does indeed. The ace is still on the table, but Mihu denies it. It will be Spellin instead to find that final frag, and Windigo reach double digits, 10-1.
And a Galil coming out on Mudras. Of course, the AK is on board for the rest of the team. It's going to be Windigo picking up that AWP on the bubble, and it's been a bit of a one-sided scoreline for sure right now. Windigo really having a good performance here on Overpass, and Kinguin perhaps will have a better performance coming out on the CT side. The defense is a lot easier for these sort of teams who have these veteran positions. On the T side, it's a little bit harder to deal with, especially since Overpass is a CT-sided map, so we'll maybe see them feel a little bit more confident on that CT side, get in a rhythm and start fragging, but right now, Windigo will look to be in the driving seat. They have all the cash, they have all the weapons, and all the momentum going their way right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and presume perhaps this is a map that Kinguin haven't practiced, maybe. I'm not sure if... I can't remember actually who chose it, but judging from the performance, I presume this is a map they haven't practiced. They haven't been together for long. They, of course, can't ban every map that they haven't actually prepared. So it definitely seems like they're struggling. I hope that they will be able to bring themselves back into this game. If not in this map, then in the following. It is a best of 3. By no means is this over yet. But at the moment, Windigo are looking like they have a lot of control over this match, and they definitely have the confidence and momentum built up now to try and continue on with this scoreline.
4 rounds left on the first half, and Windigo will be looking to take it 14-1 if possible. But Kinguin, they're going to stand in their way. They've got themselves a little bit of utility here on Mice. That's going to be a flash over towards B as well. Following is a Molotov and a smoke, so every bit of utility used up towards the B bomb site. And A is where they go, and Spawn spots the site, takes one down, and a battle going towards the monster tunnel. Damage is being dealt as well, and there goes Victor. 2 players coming up towards short. Victor able to spot one, not able to get the kill, however. And Mihu now opens things up again as Rowland comes in, disposes of ships, and shuts the door on Bubble. As now the site is falling, but Punisher's there. He takes a double. India 2 versus 2 as he pulls it all the way back. And look at this, Muterus is all the way over towards A. This could be a window of opportunity for Windigo.
Yeah, Mutt is so far away. If Mozinho falls, this could fall apart, and it is indeed going to be Punisher now that it can just hop on this bomb, and I don't think there's anything that can be done by Mutt. This should be the round now going in favour of Windigo, and there you have it. Mutt just going to go ahead and save that up, as it is going to be Windigo increasing that lead even further as they outnumber the scoreline currently. It's 11-1. Kinguin not really having a lot of luck over on this T side of Overpass, and it's just not looking good. I think they may be just will be focusing on the second map now at this point.
You know, or at least the second half. And I mean, Fox has got his AWP now, and on the CT side they've got Bubble. He's just been playing that pretty well so far, and he's going for some aggression towards mid. There he goes. Not a good day for Fox. He's got to take him down again. That's just so depressing for him right now, and the man advantage has been gained already for Windigo.
Another shot by Bubble. Yeah, he takes down Mihu this time. And yeah, just no look at all at the moment for Kinguin. Mihu and Fox are going to be taking down already 2 of the players that you would expect to be perhaps the stars of this lineup. Mihu has been shown up quite well in this game. Fox, on the other hand, not quite getting himself into it quite yet. Never too late, of course, to step it up. Better late than never, of course. But Rallen eventually tries to bring something back for the Kinguin side, and he successfully finds that player jumping up over the box on the site. And Muterus, also rather Mutt, is going to be able to find one over towards B. And now in a 2-on-3, Rallen and Mozinho, they can perhaps revert to their Polish comms now. Have a bit of a better communication to try and clutch this out in a 2 versus 3.
It's actually a really good point to touch on. Let's see how they do fare in this battle. They've got 1 player left on the site. 2 players just poised and ready to hit this B bomb site. The bomb is inside of that tunnel. And already up short is Rallen, but he's got an AWP, which isn't exactly the greatest weapon to have on the short position. And 40 seconds left. Punisher is still here as well. He'll be trying to menace with them, trying to shut down a couple of players. And of course, one is going through the monster tunnel. That is going to be Mozinho. And I think that scope got heard out, so Punisher will call the rotate. Now trying to find the headshots. There's a player coming down. Punisher just needs to stay alive. That smoke will probably allow that bomb plant. Rallen comes in close, and now that should be the footsteps heard in water, but Mouse, he knows better than to walk around that corner because there's a player watching that with an AWP, and he's going to walk around to the right. Mozinho grabs the first headshot. Trying to find the shot is Rallen, so it's India 2 versus 2. Victor is still in the water position, playing this patiently. Takes down Mozinho, who was low HP in the first place, but now it is all on Rallen. Can he shut down the 2 players left on the Windigo side? The time is ticking low, and Rallen gets disposed of. Bubble comes through and takes it for Windigo. 12-1. That was probably the closest round we've seen from Kinguin.
Yeah.
Pistol.
We've seen a couple of close rounds, but Windigo just seem to be the ones that are able to actually withstand it in those clutches, and I guess that could be a bit of a testament over towards the communication of Kinguin. It seems like there may be a couple issues. Of course, all these players, you wouldn't blame them trying to adapt to playing a game in a language that you're not really used to calling in, other than maybe Fox, as he played on, of course, the phase lineup, etc., before they changed them. But yeah, trying to adapt, especially the Polish players, I believe, trying to actually adapt to English. I'm not sure what their skills are like. But 12-1, they still have a chance now. If they can pick up these final 2 rounds and get the pistol, they certainly can still build a comeback. And let's see if that is going to be possible, as right now it is going to be 4 AKs and the oppo for Fox as he looks to try and find an opening. Will he finally be able to get himself onto the scoreboard and be that factor that's needed for Kinguin to try and actually make their way back into this map?
Windigo, there we go. That's another opening spell and finding it. Downs Rowland, and now it is definitely looking fearsome for Windigo. Finding that opening kill. We haven't seen Kinguin have a success rate of converting these rounds where they go down 1 man, so no trade potential, and now things are looking dire for them. This could be 13-1 we're seeing here on the scoreboard, Dean, especially since not much utility left on the T side. They've got 3 smokes, not much no flashes at all actually, but who needs them? Eyes right through the smoke, grabs a headshot, but Bubble quickly 3. We'll pull it back, and here comes the push. No flashes to work with, so they're just going to have to rely on sheer aim, and that's working out. Mice have found another kill. Fox, welcome to the scoreboard, finds the first shot, and now it's into a 3 versus 2.
Yeah, with the HP not amazing on two of these players, rather, as both Mihu and Mozinho are low, but it doesn't matter when Mihu is able to hit shots like that and decapitates his opponent, as does Fox with the AWP. Actually, rather, it looked like it was going to be a headshot, but it was towards the shoulder instead. But Fox finally gets himself onto the scoreboard. He does so with 2 kills, and he contributes massively, yeah, towards that round. A very crucial round, but I think they need this last one if they want a chance to get the comeback.
Yeah, Fox waking up, picking up 2 kills in a very crucial round, gets themselves a round that, if they lost, that would have been a very crippling depression round for sure. That would have been a very bad one, because you could have went to 14-1, and that, well, there was an opportunity of going 14-1. So when you pull it back, 9, 12-3 isn't too bad, considering compared to what it could have been. So they do have a chance now to come back, to win that pistol. Could be back on the comeback trail, and you never know.
Nice find by Mutt there, just spamming in through the door along with his teammate. Damage being exchanged back and forth. Bubble running through a Molotov. Managed to actually connect the wallbang there with the AWP, interestingly enough, and that leaves us in a 4-on-4. Slight HP advantage in favour of the Kinguin side, so they're still in a pretty decent position to try and bring themselves into this round and try and take one. Well, take yet another round. Fox up close. Oh no, he's not able to connect it. That's not good. Spellin drops him, and now with a 1-man advantage, Windigo are in a good position, but the A-bomb site, it has been, I believe, taken over now by at least 1 player, as we do see Mutt managing to actually sneak his way onto this position, and it's Mihu to find the flank onto Spellin.
93 versus 3, the odds are even. 52 seconds left on the clock. A smoke deployed over towards the A-bomb site. That's going to cut off the rotates towards Bank, and the stairs is the biggest issue here. There's 2 players in the bottom of that, but Mudras is watching that angle, and the bomb has gone down. Now this does make things a little bit easier for King when they have the bomb down, so now Windigo are forced to retake, and you can see they weren't committing to actually trying to take down a few players. They want to play for this retake. They have a little bit of utility, not too much though, but it doesn't matter. They'll take Mudras, and that starts off the clutch hugely now, as Mize and Miho are the only 2 players that stand between them, and they planted the bomb away from them. So Mihu is able to pick up 1, needs to find another, but Bubble too close with the AWP, is going to find 1. Now Mize spraying through, does the damage, 7 HP left. Oh, Mize will clutch it through. Kinguin get their 3rd, and that will end at 12-3. Windigo, they are looking very dominant here, with Kinguin finally waking up towards the end of the half.
Yeah, chaining 2 rounds together. If they pick up this pistol, I think Kinguin definitely have a chance to get the comeback. They are a new team, so they are going to need all their players to step up. Of course, they're not really going to have as many setups to fall back on as Windigo would have, so I think coming into this half, Fox stepping up on that CT side with the up is going to be crucial. He's definitely a player that can do it. He can really take over a game by himself at points, but then again, he also has matches like this where he kind of just goes missing from the server, so we're hoping it changes now as we head into the second half. Of course, once again, for the people in chat who are sending threats, etc., that we're not trying to put a personal insult on Fox. He is just having a bit of a poor game. It happens to everyone, and we're hoping now that he will be able to bring himself back in. But of course, Windigo looking like they are maybe going to be able to take this first map for themselves, unless Kinguin managed to pull off an amazing comeback.
Kinguin, there is always the next map, of course, and I mean, not too bad of a performance coming out by Mihu and Mozinho. Mudras and Rowland are doing okay, but it's mostly the Bubble show, I would say. He's having a blistering performance on that CT side. He's been able to find, he's just playing so dynamic. He's doing 19-5 right now. He's been able to find that opening pick towards middle, fall all the way back towards A long, find another kill, then back onto the A-bomb site to secure the round. And that's really the biggest sort of threat I feel like Windigo have right now, is just Bubble finding all of those frags. And everyone is kind of chiming in on that team. You got everyone above 10 kills right now. Well, 10 or above. You got Punisher on 10, I suppose. He came out with a huge clutch as well earlier on that really decided one of the rounds and started them off here. Of course, it is a round that... This pistol round really can decide who starts to walk away with this one. If Kinguin pick it up, they'll have a good chance of picking up another few rounds. We'll likely see them go up to 6, unless Windigo are able to break them, because that's actually a very common thing, because you've seen Kinguin, you've seen that happen in the last half. Kinguin were able to pick up that pistol round right away. They were broken by the CZs and the Deagles, and they were put back on the absolute decimation right up until the scoreline, which is now 12-3. And it really just comes down to whoever gets that pistol and the following rounds. I don't even feel like it's the pistol anymore as the main round you have to win. I feel like it's the rounds after the pistol as well count a huge load to it, especially in Kinguin's case, where if you lose that one, Windigo are going to go up to about 14 rounds here. Yeah,
I think this is going to be, although doable, very, very difficult. But But I'm looking forward to seeing if they will be able to pull it off. Of course, as a new team, we can't really make all of our judgment on them quite yet. They need a lot more time to maybe try and gel their players together, especially coming in with this language barrier. But coming into this pistol round now, let's see if they're going to be able to pull something off. So far, no kit going to be purchased up. Malzinho does still have the economy, but looks like Kinguin just want to go straight for the 5 sets of Kevlar. They are going to be happy enough with doing that. Over on the Windigo side, it's going to be Spellin that picks up a smoke along with 2 flashes. And let's see where they're going to decide to take this. Will they just maybe take it a little bit faster? Will they group up and continue on with this momentum and confidence that they've had? But right now, it seems like they will be just holding a little bit slower, perhaps expecting some aggression from Kinguin as now they finally begin to advance out towards middle. Sticking in a little bit of a... sticking in a little pact to make sure that they will be able to just pick up trades as they close the distance with that Glock. And now Mihu falling back to the site will decide to just keep this more passive.
Yeah, as soon as you say that, they kind of spread out a little bit more. They're grouping up inside of the connector now, though, and that will be mostly going to be this A site under pressure very shortly. They have a smoke, a double flash on Spellin, so likely to be an execute coming in. Those flashes will allow for you to get nice and close in that site. Flash positions off, such as the truck or Optimus, and of course the crossfires that can be had from Bank. You'll smoke that off, or likely the stairs, one or the other. That is probably the main choke point coming in for the retakes. But you can see shaping up for the push now, Dean. The flashes, the smokes, they come in, and Bubble will find the entry.
Yeah, as Mihu falls first, and Fox trying to play around the truck is going to be also taken down by Punisher. So now with the bomb site completely under the control of the terrorist side, it is going to be a 5 versus 3, and this retake going to be extremely difficult. No defuse kit, the USP is looking to try and get it done. And it's actually Mo and Malzinho to be able to find themselves a kill. Each putting us back into an equal situation, but Bubble once again stepping it up. The Glock comes up massive as he finds himself a quick double headshot, and now it's all on to Mo. 1 on 2, no defuse kit. Both players just going to be playing for time. They peek, notice he's not sticking the bomb, and they can just run the time down. I don't think this is really possible anymore for Mo. And there we go. Victor should be finding this, and he will eventually.
Yep, Victor secures the round, 13-3, and that's pretty much securing the game for me right now. Not much Kinguin can hope to do unless they win this one. This could be their lifeline and their silver lining. But even after that, it's going to be a difficult task to come back with a couple of more rounds. So Windigo, they've really impressed me actually here. They were showing a lot of promise, a lot of aggression, and a lot of tactical play as well. So it's really nice to watch some good Counter-Strike here. And I haven't... we had some good games on that AGO one as well. It's just been a good evening of Counter-Strike overall, I feel.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had a great time casting Silver tonight, and we aren't over quite yet. We aren't done quite yet, rather. This is only the first map of this series, of course. As Kinguin now trying to get this done with a force buy. I'm not sure of their chances, considering they weren't really able to do it once they had those rifles out. But let's see what their CT side is like. Let's see if they're going to be able to put up any sort of defense. As right now, it is just going to be a fairly slow round coming in by Windigo, just slowly claiming control of areas of the map, including middle, looking to try and maybe advancing towards the toilets. And interestingly enough, they've put no presence at all over towards B. We may see a bit of a faster paced round as they might just try and look to commit straight onto this A bomb site.
Rounds away from victory, and the Kinguin only have 3, so bit of a contrast there. Of course, the pistols on board for the CTs, upgraded armors. This is really their last line. They have to find the headshots coming in, and they hit the A bomb site, and there's the first kill. Fox going down without a single kill, so this does make things even more difficult for Kinguin. And there's the bomb plant. They're out of there. This is going to play for the post plant now, and this is going to become even more difficult for Kinguin. I'm just going to see if I think they are. This is, you can hear them on B. So Windigo wanting to get some kills, they're going to likely just try and get in from behind and just save these weapons. Do you agree with this call, Dean? I can say,
yeah, I'd say so. Just carry these over into the next round, have something to work with. They can not invest into that one, see if they can get it done with the pistols. If they don't, then at least going on the map point, they'll have themselves some rifles, give themselves a chance to maybe, I don't know if they'll be able to actually get the comeback with the current scoreline, but at least try and get a couple of rounds in a row, start to break some of that momentum that we've seen Windigo pick up and get themselves into a better position heading on into the second map.
14-3. And of course, this round they would have went into with nothing if they didn't save. So having 4 pistols, 4 sets of armor, and Fox likely to do the same. We'll see them have a bit of a buy coming into this one, and perhaps even still away around. Now 2 rounds away for victory or Windigo. And they'll be keeping those 3 SMGs on board with 2 AK-47s buying around it. The smokes are going to go down towards the B bomb site, and standard coming out, that's going to be mostly just towards A. They go with leaving the bomb just slightly towards B, and a standard default coming out. They've got connector control, they've got pressure towards middle, and Mudra's going to walk right into the crosshair of Victor and get his head ripped off in the process. Now the man advantage has swung in the way of Windigo as they want to secure this round.
Yeah, Mo taken down is not a good start for the Kinguin side, working with both a firepower and a manpower disadvantage now as Windigo in a 5-on-4 can just continue to hold, wait and see if any more pushes come in from the CT side and then regroup and hit a bomb site together. But instead, it's Rallen to find a quick double kill in towards Connector. Finally, a bit of a silver lining, a little bit of a silver lining is going to be found for the Kinguin side as they take themselves that man advantage and retrieve yet another UMP to work with. So at least have a small amount of weaponry now. Mihu with the deagle, he's spamming away, eventually manages to connect that final bullet on towards Bubble and pick up that kill to put it in a 2-on-4 now. Windigo, this round beginning to slip out of their grasp, and it's beginning to go in favour of Kinguin.
Weirdly enough, it has. I mean, it's all down to Rallen finding those 2 kills and Mihu chiming in with 1, but this is a strange round for Windigo to be letting slip. This does really make that saving round really worthwhile. If they can get a round on the board here, they can even string a few together, make it look less one-sided than it is. And of course, 27 seconds left, only 2 players remain for Windigo, and they've slipped out onto the B-bomb site with 1, but the bomb still has to make its way there. And look at this play, there's 1 player in behind them, so they should be able to hear this now, and Rallen is quickly in behind. If he can take down this bomb as it tries to cross, that is going to be decimated, but he will not do so. The bomb will get over, but 10 seconds left. Spellin has to cover his teammate here, and will he do so? A nice headshot, cleans him off through the smoke. Spellin going ham right now. He has to find the other player. It's Mize only left alone from short. Can Spellin close this out? This is ridiculous. Punisher takes him, and that is a round that Kinguin have just thrown down the dumpster.
This just isn't Kinguin's game. It's just not their game, clearly, judging by that round, because that's not a round Windigo ever should have won, but those kills through the smoke even towards upper with a UMP at long range somehow allows Windigo to get themselves up to map point, and Kinguin lose a round that they probably shouldn't have been losing, let's be honest, and it's now 15-3 as a bit of a buy will come out from Kinguin, everything they can afford. They have the 2 rifles, rather 3 rifles, 2 of those being M4s and 1 of those being a FAMAS, and also 2 little pocket AKs in the form of those CZs to work with. And it looks like Windigo, knowing once again that they're up against a weak buy, will just continue on playing this fairly passive, not really in a rush to make their way towards either bomb site, wait for Kinguin to make mistakes, which so far they have been making quite a few.
Kinguin have been making a hell of a lot of mistakes lately, but fair play to them. You can't really predict a crazy play coming out like that from Spillin. Able to mess them up with those shots with the UMP. I don't really get how he got to short so quick. That was a mental shot he hit. Really just allows that bomb plant to go down, because if he had missed that shot, that was a round over right there. So it's really down to Spellin after that round win for Windigo. And now they are going to group up towards the B-bomb site. They've got 4 players intact here. Going to go through that monster tunnel with 1 lurker towards the connector, waiting for the rotates to come in. And this is a pretty easy setup. But that flash is huge. Mize walks in, gets 1, now falls back safely. And they got the rotates in, but suddenly there goes the UMP of Spellin finding more kills. Mizinho, though, he's there for a triple. Oh my goodness, I called it too late. Mize goes down, and Rallen is there for a headshot. And Mize is only able to get 2, nearly the 3rd. Spellin somehow escapes on 9 HP. Gonna deal us another kill. Now left alone. 1 versus 1. Could this be another insane clutch coming out here?
Oh, certainly possible, but with only 9 points of HP, he will at least upgrade his way towards that AK-47. We'll go ahead and get that reloaded, and sadly he closed the door behind them, but luckily enough, Rallen not in a position to actually be able to hear this, but if he goes towards B, it could be dangerous. Rallen playing from upper right now, and he needs to connect 1 bullet to win this round, and with very low HP, it's going to be very difficult for Spellin. He's getting the bomb planted down now. Rallen may just jump out of heaven and try to get himself into a solid position, but utility in play still. The flash goes out for Spellin. He's able to reposition himself back over towards short, and I believe he spotted that drop now in towards the pit. A nice nade goes in, but it doesn't really do any substantial damage. No defuse kit, of course, for Rallen, but it doesn't matter. He manages to catch the peak, and he connects 1 bullet on towards Spellin as was required. And that is going to be a 4th round going onto the board now for the mostly Polish side.
Finally, we see another round come up at Kinguin. I mean, 15-4. Any rounds they can get is kind of just consolation kills. The rounds, should I say? Any rounds they get just can make it look a little bit less one-sided would be huge for them. And just try and pad your stats out a little bit. I mean, Fox hasn't found any kills since that round where he got 2. So obviously he wants to just mentally reset coming into the next map, and hopefully can have a good showing on that second map. Not out of the question. Obviously, a player of his caliber is they're able to just reset their mentality like that, and I have huge props to that. But Molotov coming through, Victor able to find a headshot, as the flash is perfect. He gets the headshot now, and that opens things up, and a retake is going to have to come in here most likely, unless these players hold on. It's not going to happen for Muderus as he goes down. And Mize is able to get 1, but the B-bomb has been taken, and here they go storming on. They don't wait for the retake. Instead, Fox peeks, he'll go down, and now it's only Rallen left alone in a 1 versus 4. 5 HP and 3 HP left on Victor and Ships. So this is pretty much a done deal for me, Dean.
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything right now that Rallen can do, especially with all this utility still remaining over on the Windigo side. They have yet another molly to spam through the wall, doing a lot of damage. So Rallen down to 35, and they know of his position right now. They've definitely heard these footsteps, and this should be the first map going 16-4 in favor of Windigo, in a very dominant performance, as the new Kinguin lineup didn't really show up in this one. I have more hopes, hopefully, going on towards the second map. But for now, we will be sending it back to the analyst desk to discuss what an interesting game we just have. Well, we just had, rather.
Windigo destroying Kinguin on overpass 16-4. Amazing, amazing display from Windigo in their first match of 2018. Definitely looking strong. And Kinguin, on the other hand, underwhelming, as some would say. Together with me in studio, Danny and Hogar. I need to apologize to Dean because I said Danny and Dinko. So sorry, Dean, about that. Too much Deans, Dinko, Dean, Danny, and so on and so on. So I made a little mistake. But guys, looking at overpass, definitely seems like Kinguin actually just didn't practice it at all. They didn't have any team chemistry coming into overpass. Fox has had underwhelming game at the beginning. I don't know with how much frags he actually finished the game.
With two, just two, yeah.
So that's a bit of disappointing for whole lineup, especially Fox as a player, because as we mentioned before the game, he's an experienced player. He has a lot of experience playing with huge stars. He played with Rain at one point, Michaelella, and as Hogar mentioned, with SK as a stand-in. So hopefully he can bounce back for a second map and show what he has on that map. But looking at overpass, Danny, what went wrong disregarding Fox and his underwhelming performance?
I mean, that's the main problem. You have two new guys stepping in, and Fox having only 2 kills, and it was like the 13th round when he got 2 kills with AVP, and that's it.
Something like that, yeah.
And
in one round, he got 2 kills.
In one round, he got 2 kills. On the other hand, Materius, I think he had 9 or 10 kills. So you have 2 guys, and they had combined like 12 kills. It's literally disappointing. I wasn't expecting a match like this with this kind of result. I was expecting something 16 to, let's say, 9, but 16 to 4. That's quite impressive for Windigo. Bubble was like invincible. He had 19 frags in first half. He managed to die only 5 times. So I enjoyed watching him doing all these flicks, wall bangs and stuff. Yeah, but nice game.
Yeah, however, on the other side, even when Kinguin switched to CT side, they didn't really bring much. They had good pop flashes. We saw that Molotov from Rallen towards that tunnel to stop T's of maybe going really fast towards Park. But overall, even the pop flashes were sometimes good, and players didn't really connect their shots. On the other hand, I think last round, pop flash for sewers on short. One player is blind, but the second clearly sees everything, and he takes first player down, and everything falls apart at that point for Kinguin.
Yes, they didn't have much luck with those flashes, but it was late, like to come back into the match. It was in the last round. The problem is in the first half, the 2 Portugal players, Mutiris and Fox, didn't really perform good. And I mean, it's not like if they don't perform good, maybe some other player must step up in that occasion, but nobody was really playing well. I mean, Mauzinho and Michu, they got some frags. I think the 2 of them were on double digits on the first half, but it's still not enough. I mean, there were like 12 frags, and it's small amount of frags for the one half. So
yeah, maybe they need still to find their play style, find how are they going to play, because definitely, as we see in the first map, it's not suiting for Mutiris and Fox currently. Other 3 Polish guys, they already played together. They're in a team for quite a while, so maybe that's why they're performing better, let's say, from Fox and Mutiris. But second map is on its way, and it's Mirage between Kinguin and Windigo. But before we go to Mirage, we are going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we are back here in the studio. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Farmskins Championship, also qualifier for IEM Katowice. 16 teams are fighting their way towards that one slot for IEM. I am Rama, and I will be your host for today, together with me, Ardeni and Hogar. We just witnessed Windigo destroying Kinguin on Overpass. It was their pick, so kind of, let's say, expected. On the other hand, Kinguin picked Mirage, and we'll see if they are going to perform better now on Mirage than they did on Overpass. Definitely, they have really good players in the team. Mihu, Fox, Mutiris, even though Fox didn't really have that much of a good showing on Overpass. Hopefully, he can bounce back and show what he has on Mirage. So, Denny, it's Kinguin's pick, even though Windigo loves to play Mirage here and there. Not so often, but they can play it, definitely. Do you think that Kinguin can bounce back and we see a third map here in matchup?
Yeah, Mirage definitely not the best map for Windigo, and on the other hand, not the worst one. Kinguin, I mean, we saw what can they do on Overpass with 2 new players. I mean, when you have players like Fox and Mutiris with 12 kills combined, somebody else from the team needs to step up and try to pull everything best from these 2 players. If they struggle again on Mirage because of the same thing, they will be having problems. I don't think Windigo is going to win quite significantly 16-4 on Mirage, but I think Windigo will close this one.
Yeah, even though, as you said, they didn't have that much of a good game. On the other hand, maybe if I don't know if I'm correct, but maybe Fox is leading the team because he was in-game leader of Kinguin back in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe that's a lot of pressure on him to show his best team in best possible manner, but he lacks in performance. Or do you think it's just basically new team, they didn't develop that much, it's not their map, and when all that comes together results in Fox having a bad game?
I think the thing is the Fox is not maybe get used to how the Polish guys thinks inside of the game, like how they do particular actions in some situations, so he cannot control them like he used to do with some previous teammates. Because they play on lower level than he was playing before. I mean, he was playing with SK, with Makelele, as you said, and etc. I mean, they're all like much experienced and better players than the guys from the Polish team. So the thing is, maybe he needs to put more time and more thinking inside of the round, inside of the match, at the same time with playing. So he cannot be focused on his aim and on his actions in particular. So the thing is, I think he needs time with the team to become also better in game.
Yeah, also I need to apologize to Mutiris. It wasn't him going to Immortals, it was Horvey. Portugalian player as well, but I got them mixed up. I don't know why. Hopefully no one got offended. So sorry to all Portugalian fans. Portuguese fans, sorry, a mistake. But let's talk a little bit about Mirage as a whole. Do you think that if Kinguin wins 9th round, which side they need to pick in order to get that second map?
Well, if they win in 9th round, they could easily go for T because Kinguin didn't have enough time to possibly prepare enough for defending A or B side on city side. So there could be some problems for them. So I think Windigo, either if they pick T or city, I think they're going to win. On the other hand, Kinguin had some really questionable plays on last map. I mean, Spellen and one other guy, I think it was Bubble, I might be mistaken, or Ships, clutched that one 2v4. Leaving Kinguin leaving B side literally open. One guy planted the bomb. 3 guys coming from A, and Spellen was already there. Killed one guy at ABC and threw molly on short. That guy died, and we saw that kill through smoke, and we were all like, "Wow, what was that?" And they closed that one. So I think Windigo will be taking this one quite easily.
However, do you think that maybe Kinguin needs to play a lot more aggressive because they have really good firepower in the team and maybe bring the fight to Windigo rather than stay passive?
The thing is, if they choose to play aggressive either on T side or CT side, they will always trade like 2 for 2 players or even 1 for 2, but they're still lost because Windigo players and actually their team in any lineup, previous lineup, they have still really good clutch situation manners. I mean, they're disciplined. They know how to deal with the clutch situation. So I think they're still in an advantage.
Yeah, you heard from our analysts. We are ready to go live for the second map between Kinguin and Windigo. Your casters, Dean and Dinko.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the second map of this best of 3 series between Kinguin and Windigo. Over on Overpass, we saw Windigo been able to take a very dominant victory as they did manage to come out 16-4 in the end. Some poor performances on the Kinguin side, of course. A new roster, it's something that you would expect. They don't really have those strats to fall back on, but now coming into Mirage, we'll be looking towards them to maybe try and step it up a bit more. If not take the map, then at least make it closer. Show that they are a team that can get some damage done for sure, and it doesn't look like they're going to pick up the knife round, so they won't have the decision about which side they want to begin on, and I presume Windigo will be starting on the CT side. They will be looking to try and start it off on the defense, I would presume.
Yeah, of course, coming in to Mirage, we have, this is Kinguin's pick, so obviously when it's a new team, you want to have these maps where you work on. Overpass perhaps wasn't one of those maps, which is why we felt as though Kinguin were a little bit disoriented on that map. They didn't feel as comfortable, but perhaps Mirage is a map that a lot of teams play a lot of pugs on. Everyone is generally good at Mirage nowadays, so, I mean, everyone has had a lot of playtime on it, so maybe coming into this is one Kinguin have rehearsed. They've got some basics down, they've got some fundamental strategies even, and this could be a map that we could see Kinguin wake up on and actually look pretty convincing. So hopefully that is the case. Getting into the pistol round, obviously, it is going to be Rallen picking up quite a bit of utility. Has, of course, the HE grenade along with a flashbang and a smoke. Along with that will be the Kevlar. And on the Windigo side, Spellin has bought nothing, it looks as though, unless he's used up his utility early on and I missed that.
Yeah, Spellin has not actually purchased up. He decided to not invest into this one, strangely enough, and some aggression coming in by Bubble will actually be caught off guard by Mutt. The first frag going to be coming in favor of the Portuguese player, but Punisher, he goes for some counter-aggression, manages to bring it back. Ships finds one, Mutt picks himself up a second, and it is finally going to be one of these Portuguese players stepping it up massively. Kinguin not looking so bad now in a 3-on-3, and Rallen finds another towards middle. Spellin gets taken down, and now it's looking good for Team Kinguin. They may be able to get themselves around. They may be able to start us off strong by picking up the pistol, as we see both CTs right now are going to be glued to that A-bomb site. They will finally begin to make their way back now into this rotate, but Fox causing a lot of hesitation perhaps as they stick around now to see if it's going to be an A-hit instead. But they will realize as soon as this bomb gets planted now that they're going to have to try and retake this B-bomb site 2-on-2, and with one of their players low HP, one without Kevlar, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, Fox does his job perfectly there. He denies the push into B, so that does force the CTs to waste some time, but they have got a kit here, so it's still very possible the team get the bomb down right in the center of the site. It's posted up for short, and Muteris is looking at him. He's right on the bomb site. Yes, of course, 2 players right in front of him. They line up. He hits the first. The one is low as well, so it's India 2 versus 1. Rallen and Muteris, they're going to clutch it out here. Muteris picks up the last 2 players and gets himself a 4K into the pistol round, and already Kinguin starting things off. They pick up the pistol and start things off the way they want to continue.
Yeah, that's a much better start now for Kinguin. I want to see them capitalize on this, and of course everyone wants to see them do well, but after that previous map performance, we will be a bit questionable until we actually see them managing to pull it off for at least a few rounds in a row. Coming into this one, they have a pretty solid buy. They seem to be playing it quite safe, going for those 2 AKs, that 1 Galil, and then an MP7 and a UMP also going to be coming out on Mozinho and Rallen, as Kinguin seem to favour towards mid at the moment, using these rifles, of course, in the position where you can take those extremely long-range battles, be in the position where you're mostly favoured in these fights, except up against maybe one of those Desert Eagles.
Yeah, into the Windigo sign have bought up yet again. They did this on Overpass. They force bought into this one after losing the pistol. Not this time. It's not looking so great for them. Not as opening up a headshot. Ships does reply though with the CZ. Pulls it into a 4 versus 4. And this is getting dangerous. Stop peeking Ships, Rallen. And there he goes. He gets a headshot. Punisher and Spellin. They line them up. And that is Spellin with a double. And Windigo, they do it back to back. They win another anti-eco round.
Yeah, that's not what we wanted from Kinguin, especially after that previous map, not getting off, not playing it too well, finally getting off to a good start once again with that pistol and just not being able to capitalize on that anti-eco. Another thing that perhaps could be a bit of a problem due to the language barrier. I guess maybe rushing a bit into the round, not taking the time to kind of feel out the CT setup and actually try and play it safe, as right now Bubble starts this off strong, takes down Mihu, and the force spike coming in from Kinguin is not starting off so great, as we do see Victor also managing to spray down Fox. You will see him being able to at least trade that one and maybe retrieve himself a weapon, I believe, if he can push up further. But for the moment, the CT is still hanging around waiting for this peak. Nice shot by Muh. He really is feeling his aim a lot more in this game. Doing a good job with those pistols so far for sure. Nice shot by Ships there. Should mean that this round goes in favor of Windigo unless we see Muh managing to pull off a 1v3 with an ace.
That would be rather insane, wouldn't it? I mean, he's into 1 versus 3. Ships is 33 HP. Gets dinked up. Punisher's low as well, so it's still viable. But Meters, he only has himself and a scout, so it's unlikely we'll see much come out of that weapon in the way of a triple kill unless he pulls out the deagle and goes for some antics. But he's going to be traveling with that bomb. Where's the B-bomb site? Seems to have slipped a pass on side already. Windigo. Not let him go there. Is he going to go for the plant, or is he going to try and find some kills? And himself an easy one there inside of the kitchen. 17 HP left on Punisher, but he's not going to be showing himself. So now Mud has a very tall road ahead of him. He's going to get that bomb down, or at least tap it now. Puts it down. There's the cash he needs, but he's going to get his head ripped off and Spell and clutch it out. And it's going to be 2-1 to Windigo. They can secure themselves a second round, and it's starting to look pretty dangerous for Kinguin. This is exactly what happened into that first map in the first half. So obviously Kinguin, a bit risky going into that one with aggression into the second round. It doesn't pay off. As now Windigo are up 2-1.
Yeah, at least getting the bomb plant down, that's a small positive. Getting that extra $800, we can see now all those players just about 2,700, 2,800. Mo, of course, is a little bit ahead due to getting those extra kills with $3,600. But now this should be a full eco, maybe a couple upgraded P250s or so. Just look to try and get some damage done, and as you can see, a couple of pistols are going to be at least invested into. As now, I don't know if they're really going to be able to get too much done up against this full buy. We see mostly rifles even coming out for the Windigo side, other than Ships on that MP9, and even then, that weapon can just absolutely tear through opponents that don't have Kevlar available, as Kinguin don't.
Windigo are picking up again. Another 2 kills coming through. Spell and lining up 3. That's a huge triple to come through. And now it leaves Mihu and Fox all on their lonesome. Fox goes down. Now it's only Mihu. He's found a deagle shot, so now there's a chance. He has to clutch it out 1 versus 5, so the most he can do is damage. Because at this point, up against the AKs, it's virtually impossible, especially being only 9 HP. So any damage you can find is definitely a bonus coming into this round. And he's inside of the apartments, and there's a player there. Mihu lands the deagle shot, goes for the second. Oh my goodness, this is starting to look very promising for Mihu. He disposes of Punisher, and now has a 1 versus 2 on his hands, and he's found himself an M4. So I'm hugely intrigued about this round. I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs in this one, because now it's only Bubble and Victor standing in his way. But the bomb is on A, and that does spell a little bit of trouble, so perhaps he will just decide to go with the damage and try and save this M4.
Yeah, very good damage at least so far for Mihu, and I'd say, yeah, definitely worth it to just save this M4 at this point. His economy is looking pretty decent. He can get himself that Kevlar, he can get himself all the utility he needs, because he currently has 3,200 in the bank. But if he does after time, that could be a problem. But Windigo themselves, with not a great economy after losing 3 players in this 5v1, they likely aren't going to be hunting any further, just looking to ensure they themselves save these weapons over so they can try and actually drop their teammates the rifles in the following round, which will be a gun round for Kinguin.
I'm still in a bit of shock from deal shots there from Mihu. Finding that second one was beautiful. I suppose it's actually his 3rd in the round, so that shot was incredible. But he will be able to save that M4A4 over into the next round. That's not the worst outcome by any means. He's able to buy on over for his teammates. No way, he doesn't have any armor, so likely just to try and invest himself there, get a full buy on board, and the rest of his teammates come through. So perfectly fine. And it is going to be Kinguin now. 1 round on the board. Going for seconds here. And there's a good chance to be able to do so.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looking to be a pretty good round, hopefully. Kinguin, let's see if they can finally get themselves back into it. Since the pistol, they haven't really had any success. Fox now going to be getting the AWP out, which was something he definitely lacked basically every single round over on Overpass. So let's see if he can step it up, and there we go. He finds the open and takes down the aggressive push from Ships. He will get actually returned onto by Bubble. But luckily enough for his own sake, Mihu is going to be there to pick up the headshot in return, as also Mutt does fall. So the two Portuguese players right now have been taken off the server, and it's up to the 3 Poles to try and clutch it out up against Victor, Spellin, and Punisher with 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining.
It looks as though they're just going to go. They're a little bit spread out right now, Kinguin. They've got one player inside of the palace, one side top middle with the bomb. Of course, one making his way back from house towards the B. He's going to try and get over and help out their teammates, because when you're spread out like this on the T side, it makes it very easy for the CTs to pick out individual 1v1s. So now Mihu meeting up with his teammate. This is the best decision they've had, and now they can start to make up with Rallen. Where do they decide to go? It looks as though they go for an A split because Mize is up inside of the palace. The only issue here is Victor is in a perfect position to deal with this team.
Yeah, he is in a really good position. He will most likely just be looking to try and play the retake, maybe take 1 kill if possible as the terrorists make their way on towards the bomb site, but ideally he wants to just make sure that he does play with his teammates in this 3-on-3, doesn't want to go down for free and allow them to take that man advantage, and there we go, he finds that opening kill, may get a second as he does a hat-trick as possible, but Mihu eventually trades it out. It may be too late though, since he's now left in a position where he has to try and clutch it 1-on-2, and Windigo can just try and stick together, ensure they pick up the trades, and it's Punisher to find it. As Windigo do indeed get themselves that 4-1 lead. The defuse is going to be easily coming in even without the defuse kit. As Kinguin, once again, their economy is going to be broken, but at least the bomb plant comes in this time. They get the extra economy on top of that loss bonus.
This seems like one of their biggest issues, closing out rounds. They get the bomb down, they have a good plan, but it's just ultimately trying to hang on to that bomb plant and letting it go off is just like their biggest issue right now. Windigo were really good on their retakes, and that's making things extremely difficult for Kinguin when they're just getting called out by one person who's been able to multi-kill them and not being able to shut them down instantly. So that just shows a little bit of a lack of communication, and that could be tapping into that language barrier between a couple of players. You don't get that communication rattling off as quick as possible, and that can end up in a player picking up multi-kills on the other team.
Yeah, and it looks like they will be instantly heavily favouring over towards this A-bomb site. Maybe trying to change the pace up. The slow rounds haven't really been working. As you said, they've been doing a good job at least keeping them close, but in the end they have been kind of just falling slightly short of that finish line, and this time they're going to try and maybe up the pace straight towards A. Multiple players in Palace, and Victor with the AK finds the first, transfers onto a second also, and the support of ships is massive. It is now only 1 player that remains for the Kinguin side, and that's going to be Rallen as the up from bubble shuts them down. And it is now going to be 5 for the Windigo side as Kinguin, this game looking very similar to the previous one, and that's not what you wanted to see at all coming into this one.
They went into that A-bomb site completely dry. I think they threw like 1 flashbang perhaps. They had no smokes down. I don't think they were able to afford them, but that was a weird decision just to walk into A where you know there's a couple of players sitting there at the meantime, and you just walk right in there and just try and storm out onto the site. It's not going to work out. You're going to get shut down 9 out of 10 times without any utility, and that's exactly what happens. Victor able to find 2 then come in from ships and able to close it out pretty easily. Windigo, so up to 5-1 now. Kinguin on the CZs, the armor as well, so they've got 3 smokes this time, so still on the option. It's likely to be an A execute here, 1 for the stairs, 1 for the jungle, and 1 for the CT position. But Victor, he's playing he's deja vu for me right now. He's playing in behind the triple stack where he's able to find 2 last round, so shaping up for the approach now are going to be Kinguin getting to throw the standard smokes, and you just have to wait for them to deploy, and this should be the execute coming in now, Dean, with 3 flashbangs still on board.
Yeah, and once again, Victor is going to be opening it up as the ships, and this A-bomb site defense has just been so solid the past couple of rounds. It's all onto Mozinho and Fox. Fox is the last man standing now with an M4, but he is going to be denied from window as Spellin finds that final headshot. And the Bulgarians continue to increase this lead even further. Kinguin now finally going to be able to get the buy back out. And with the full money bonus, if they can just keep at least getting plants, they will be able to continue buying. But without plants forced, they will be continuously forced onto half buys after getting that buyout. And most importantly, they need to really start getting some more rounds now onto the board. And let's see what they're going to decide to do to actually try and get those rounds. And it looks like mid will be their primary focus coming into this one.
Fast out mid as Mize throws the smoke from T-spawn. Flashbang comes through, the damage dealt towards connector, but that does open up mid now, and that's a huge choke point you want to be gaining. And look at Rallen, he knows there's counter aggression perhaps brewing towards the B apartments, and he counters that with a quick flashbang, and now the rotates are in. Now the call has to be within Kinguin. What do they do here? Do they go towards B? That's where the CTs have fortified their defense. This is where they're thinking they're going. So now it just comes down to whether they go towards A or go towards B, and you can see 1 inside of the connector, 1 on the A bomb site. I'd say just go towards A. It's a much easier at this point to take. Below bubble, he's up on short. This AWP is not a slouch whatsoever. And Victor, this man, I would avoid him at all costs at this point. He's been having an insane game so far.
Oh yeah, certainly. Good amount of damage early on in favour of Kinguin. They should be fairly happy with that bubble, taking down to 30 HP early on. He's been a player who's been doing a good job at that AWP. As Kinguin just continue on with his default for the moment, but they're going to have to make a decision really soon. With very little time left on the clock, they really need to decide where they want to take this bomb, and they need to hope to actually be able to open up that bomb site, and it looks like A will be their destination, as Victor from this position is going to be able to shut it down once again. Victor has been having, well, such a monster game, living up to his name, as he does take down the first two, gets himself a quick double headshot. We will see one player trying to lurk up short for the terrorist side, but it may be too late. Mihu, I don't know if he's really going to be able to have too much impact from this position with only 20 seconds remaining on the clock, as Mozinho and it is going to be Fox now, I believe, desperately looking to try and get onto one of these bomb sites, and it's being brought towards B, rather. But with Spellin finding that kill, I don't think Fox is going to be able to get this done. Very little time. All 4 CTs are just going to be converging on his location, and he will indeed be taken down. Windigo get themselves a 7th round onto the board, as Mozinho is the last man standing with no time to do anything.
I said to avoid Victor. They don't, and they get shut down for it. They 2 kills for him early on that completely shuts down the attack of Kinguin. And then at that point, Fox, nothing really he could do towards short. He just gets multiple players from multiple different angles. It's difficult to deal with for an AWP player. He can only shoot 1 bullet at a time. So 7-1 is the scoreline. Windigo lead by quite the hefty amount, and pause does come in. It's a tactical pause, and this is for Team Kinguin. And so the stuff they'll be talking about is, how do they deal with Victor? That's primarily the first thing I'll be talking about.
The way they deal with him is by actually managing to trade that kill, because he always just picks up at least a double kill. I think they're going in without flashes, etc. is not really working out for them by any means. I'm not sure if they threw one when they were coming up connector in the previous round, but if they did, it didn't work clearly, because Victor just shutting down both players with a quick headshot. And yeah, that's just not what Kinguin need. They're not successfully trading. They're still having multiple players. No one's really stepping it up, to be honest. Mo had a couple of nice rounds, but since then he's really cooled off also.
Kinguin they went for some mid control. They've tried so many parts of the map now. It's mostly probably just coming down to that fundamentals style of Counter-Strike that a lot of new teams don't exactly have together, where you have your good trades, your good call-outs, etc. You're able to take down players without them getting multiple spray downs, and I feel like that's the biggest issue. It's not anything they're doing tactical, it's just more of the fundamentals. And when they're attacking mid, it's fine. They get in mid perfectly fine. Their utility is used well. It's when they really have to, when it comes to crunch time and they have to impact on the bomb site, Victor's able to find doubles. When they go towards B, someone else is able to find doubles, and then Ship's there to chime in if they do take down Victor. So it's really just being able to find these players and take them down quick enough to get the trade frags, and that is really hurting them right now, as it's 7-1, and this lack of utility, we could be seeing it go 8-1 here.
Yeah, certainly possible, as Kinguin once again are just continue on with another slow round. This time, not really any sort of map control coming in towards mid, but as I say that, they have actually decided to send 2 players in through underpass, so perhaps just trying to take this mid control in a different form this time, and rather than making their way out top mid, instead coming out through the lower position, as Victor once again is going to be nearby holding up in connector. Nice pop flash comes in, but the smoke down doesn't really allow for anything to happen, as it looks like we will see Kinguin looking to try and boost up into the window. Rallen in a very strong position now, and I don't think they're aware of this. No one at the moment is going to be spotting this position for the Windigo side, as they currently have a bit of a gamble actually over towards B with 3 players, and that doesn't seem to be the correct choice, I must say. Only 2 players now to try and hold down A, as Rallen coming in from jungle should have the back of one opponent as he spots out the easy headshot, and now it's all on to just Spellin, or rather Ships on the A bomb site, as he's forced back towards CT spawn. Bubble finds a crucial frag onto Mutto with that AWP.
Yeah, and still a 4 versus 4, still very much possible. That bomb is going down, so Rallen now is just trying to make sure that CT is covered. He will have done so now as the retake is underway. Ships has teammates, he has backup. The flashbang comes through. Ships peeks through as well, and now Rallen, this is perfect position. He's going to take the first. Does he peek out? He peeks out into 2 people, and Punisher's there for a headshot. He'll punish that mistake. That Molotov will go underneath the wood. Mozinho going to peek out, takes so much damage on board, but stays alive on 2. And now Mihu, can he find the damage that's needed as well? He spins out, takes the first headshot, and Mouse is there for the last. And that's Kinguin getting themselves their second on the board. And it looked so down tonight, but they're finally a little bit of hope shimmering through.
Yeah, they need to chain some rounds together though. If they aren't able to do that, I think it's once again just going to be Windigo coming straight back into this and just increasing this lead even further, because on overpass, Kinguin, I believe they only managed to chain rounds together once when they got 2 in a row. And yeah, you can't have that happen, and especially when you're on the CT side, which luckily this time they're on the terrace side, so the economy is not quite as fragile. It's a little bit cheaper to get that full buy-in, of course, but they still need to try and get themselves at least some rounds to work with before they swap over to the CT side, and right now it's looking pretty difficult for them to actually get them up on the board. But of course, 7-2, by no means is it over. Kinguin, plenty of utility coming into this one. They have the 5 rifles, and they're once again just focusing on mid control. Gives them the option to maybe get a player into connector, maybe get one up short, and give the possibility for splits toward either bomb site and have multiple avenues of attack. And now a couple players looking to try and creep their way up short, it seems, as the bomb has been retrieved and brought back towards the B apartments. And a B split rather is looking extremely likely.
Split in the cars, but Punishers here inside of the apartments. If they don't check this angle, that's going to be an opening kill. Rallen, he flicks to it, doesn't actually check it very fully, so he'll get himself dropped. Mihu and Maizinho, though, chiming in for 2. Bubble there to dispose of Mihu. And now into a 3 versus 3. The bomb goes down. It's for the apartment's position, which is probably their best chance right now to try and secure a round. No one's right in there, so gonna be the bomb down. Meter Mutt is close. Player comes through. Headshot lines up. Ships is there for a trade, but Fox on the trigger. He's gonna dispose of Ships and drop him from the server now, leaving only Bubble. And he'll get his doors shut. The coffin instead, and that will be 7-3. Kinguin, they chime together 2 rounds in a row, and Windigo call a pause, likely to try and break that momentum that Kinguin could try and start to build up now.
Yeah, finally Kinguin are really starting to put some rounds together, and I like this now. They have a chance to come back into it. We are going to see, I believe, a pause coming in by Windigo, I would presume. Yeah, Spellin called for a pause, so Kinguin in a good position. Of course, they still have another buy to face off against, as Windigo are able to still get the AWP out there, able to get all those rifles they want. So if Kinguin win this one, this is when they're really back into this game, and they're in a pretty good position. Getting themselves up to 4, should be facing off against an Eco then, and 5 is looking pretty likely.
Windigo, though, have the AWP presence, and that can be a deciding factor when you come into these rounds. Fox, not feeling it, I guess. He has enough for it, and he's not going to buy it. Perhaps he feels more confident on the AK for now. He wasn't really able to do too much on overpass with the AWP, so perhaps this is the best decision economically, and perhaps he just feels more comfortable on the AK. So, Bubble, this is his chance to try and hold down areas on the map that Kinguin, however, won't be able to hold with that AWP. So let's see how it does fare. Towards middle, Mihu goes. That Molotov, interestingly, is going to be going for that window. That's a nice Molotov. I haven't used that too often. Flashbang comes out in case an aggressive push comes through. And Rallen and Mutt go through the underpass. Make sure everything is clear and fine. Victor throws the smoke down. That'll deny any presence inside of the connector. And now just a slow play with Kinguin. Got some advantageous angles now.
Yeah, it is still a 5-on-5 with just about a minute and 20 seconds remaining for Kinguin to work with. They do have the 5 rifles, of course, still. They haven't actually yet decided to upgrade Fox over towards the AWP. I guess not really having the money available, but look at this round coming in right now by Kinguin. Rallen has got himself into such a strong position. He's going to be coming in from behind CT spawn, I believe. He's probably not going to capitalize on this kill yet on Ships. Instead, look to see what else he can find before he shoots. And there we go. Spots out no one else on the bomb site. As you can see, one player over in the jungle position is dead. That's Victor, and it's Mouzinho to try and take that challenge. He doesn't find it, but luckily enough, Fox in position to pick up the trade. Puts us into a position now where Kinguin are in with a one-man advantage, but that does not last for long.
Only a 3 versus 3. Line taken away. And Rallen, he's inside of CT position. This could be huge. They start to line up, and a beautiful spray control. He takes 2, and that will be a beautiful headshot to finish it off. 7-4, a bit of finesse here. And Kinguin, they are definitely looking good here. It's 4 rounds on the board. They've somewhat crawled out of the unbearable pit and have now started to see the light. And although it is literally a needle hole of light, it is still light. I mean, when they go there on the pistols, they've got themselves Spellin with only the only set of armor, so they still have a chance to win this one. But the lack of armor is going to start to help that Mac 10 for sure, and that'll be Maizinho with it. He's going to try to grind some cash and a bit of aggression coming out through Spellin. He's going to gather the information, if nothing else, that no one is in the apartments.
Yeah, and this should be a 5th round, I believe, gone onto the board for Kinguin. I don't know if Windigo can really get too much done. The only real investment other than these pistols is that Kevlar on towards Spellin, and Kinguin are really starting to step it up these past couple of rounds now, playing this safe by going in with 4 rifles and just that one Mac 10 onto Mousinho to maybe try and scout out one of those bomb sites. You can send that Mac 10 first, you can find out if there's a stack in on one of those. Stack in on towards the bomb site that you do send it towards, and then when the remaining 4 players with the weapon advantage can just regroup and hit a bomb site together. And it looks to be that all 10 players are going to be fighting over towards the B bomb site. This isn't something you see all the time. Miho is going to be able to find himself a couple of kills, as is Rallen, and now it's only 1 player that remains. Bubble, he is going to get taken down from the side.
Seven 5. AWP out for Spellin and of course Fox. So this time, let's see how Fox does fare with it. I think this is his first appearance with the op on the T side so far. So let's see if he can do some damage. Now, we haven't seen too much of Fox on the AWP, but we know he's a proficient opper. We've seen it on other teams. When he stood in for SK, he played the op sometimes. He played it well on the edition of Kinguin with the other players, Ray and Scream and Michael, the first ever edition of King when he played the Opera. He was very good in that role, and even on Dignitas he had some good spells, although that team didn't go too well. Bubble, however, is the Opera that's doing some damage. Taking Mutt down to the grave, and a second comes in, so Miho now finishes off. And really, it has to be Fox to step up now. Mousinho and Fox left alone, 2 versus 5. And this could be the round that Kinguin puts them on the back on that losing trail. That's a trail they don't want to go down, Dean.
No, certainly not, because Windigo, once they get that momentum, it really does go heavily in their favour. But, of course, Fox and Mousinho by no means are they out this round. Yeah, I'd like to see them at least try and get a couple of kills out of this, cause some damage to the economy of Windigo, because as we can see, at least on the scoreboard, there's very little economy left for the Bulgarians if they are to lose a gun round. So, ideally, right now, they want to try and get a couple of kills, make it costly, at least for the Windigo side, even if they are going to lose. And, look, the bomb plant comes in, that's a pretty good start to this round, as Fox also takes down Ships with a great flick on towards the head. Steps it up big time when it's needed, and Bubble on the flank with the AWP. Let's see what he's going to be able to get done. But now it's all onto Mousinho. 1 on 4, finds the first headshot, spots the player coming out of Palace. Is going to be able to spot another player towards CT. You have to really connect the shots though, as he hits a 1-tap as he fades away. Doesn't find himself the third, unluckily. Or rather the second, unluckily, the third frag in the round overall.
7-5 is quickly made to 8-5 as Windigo get themselves their 8th on the board, and that'll be the half win confirmed. They'll be going into that second half with a 1-round lead at least. Now the last 2 rounds of the half, Kinguin would like to win those for sure. Fox still on the AWP, has had a bit of a better performance now on the second map, which is good to see. Has also the AKs to work with and quite a nice bit of utility on board. So now he's going to be trying to get his way into the server. So Fox inside, that's the shot we're waiting to see from Fox. It opens things up. That's a beautiful headshot, just the head spotted of Victor, and that's the man advantage gain for Kinguin. Can they spare it on now? Spellin getting close, gonna spot out most likely first. He's gonna shoot him down as well, and he falls out of the window very well. That's a good bit of movement as well, keeps the man advantage dwindled back down to a 4 versus 4, and now things are starting to look up for Windigo now, even though it looked good for Fox early on there. Spellin has an inkling that is towards B, and now has the info, hits another shot, and still alive. This is unbelievable. How's this guy still alive? Hits another one. Spellin going huge, goes for the cold Zara jump. Bubble lands one, and now it is only Fox left alone. It looks so good, but it's all so far away now.
Ah, there we go. Finally, Spellin got it. It took him the final bullet in the mag, but he eventually got it. So, yeah, really nice performance there by Spellin. Not even the primary operator of his team, stepping it up big time with the IWP. And now it's 9-5 as Kinguin gone into this final round. Of course, invest completely into this one. They get everything they can. That's going to be 3 AKs, a UMP, and a scout as Windigo carry on with the double op setup. And let's see if Kinguin are going to be able to get this 6th round. I'd be still pretty happy if I was Kinguin in this position, even if they don't get the 6th. Maybe I'd be like, okay, that's not too bad. We win the pistol, we can come straight back into this. But considering they had such a bad start, it's not looking too terrible anymore. They're getting themselves some momentum back. A couple in a row now for Windigo could shut it down once again, though, as Punisher finds that opening on towards Mutt. And now Rallen from underpass, he's not really going to be able to find any trades as the CTs have already fallen back off those angles.
Already man advantage gain for Windigo, as you said, and I mean, we've only got a bit of utility left for Kinguin. So, 1 smoke now. Not much they can hope to do, especially with the double up setup from Windigo that's been crushing them so far. Game at least bubbles, so now Spellin has picked it up. That last round, we've seen an absolute decimation come through. Spellin, good spell of shots coming through with Bubble chiming in for one of them. And now this execute about to come into the A bomb site. 2 from the ramp, 1 from the palace, 1 from the connector most likely, but Ships doesn't care. Drops the bomb and Mihu in the process. Mousinho was able to get one, but look at this. It's the Ship show. Picks them all up. Now 10-5.
Yeah, and Kinguin at least bring themselves a little bit back into this, but it's still going to be very difficult for them to actually try and win this. So they definitely need this pistol round if they want to give themselves a decent chance to actually come back into this game and keep themselves alive in this best of 3 series, because of course Windigo having a very dominant performance over in that first map, 16-4, and right now they're up 10-5 as they swap over towards the terrorist side of Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, terrorist side is definitely a lot harder to play on Mirage when you're getting dominated on that CT. When you're playing up against someone who has a CT side where you're being aggressive or you're just being super good at closing down angles such as B apartments, it's so difficult to keep your momentum going, because when you're going through apartments on B, you get shut down by an op, then there's another op somewhere on short. It's so difficult to get out of that close choke point, especially if you're losing players who are going in first and trying to find some space. When you can't find that space or the openings, it makes everything a hell of a lot more difficult. So now Kinguin, this is a pistol round they desperately need, and Moise is going to be shipping up, looking to defend this B hit. He hits the first shot, goes for the second as me, who lands it as well, but this is getting awkward. A knife kill coming in here, but Moise is able to sacrifice, no, doesn't go down as a sacrifice, should I say, and now Rallen is there for a headshot, and that's 10-6, and a pretty good round from Kinguin.
Yeah, right back into this now. That's a very crucial pistol round for them to pick up. But once again, will they capitalize on that pistol round? Because we have seen in the past, every time they picked up the pistol, Windigo instantly return it back with the pistol. So I'm not going to make a remark yet about whether this comeback is on. We'll wait and see how this round goes. If Kinguin take this one, then I'm pretty confident that they have a chance of at least making this comeback and actually bringing themselves back in and maybe forcing the third map. Let's see if it's going to be possible, as right now Windigo, a bit of a fast round with 2 players over towards B, looking to try and sell a bit of a fake bait out utility, but the majority of the presence for the T side is just going to be over towards A, with 1 player also left holding for any mid aggression that may come in.
And Bubble goes for a bit of a peek towards the card towards B. Lands a tiny bit of damage, but not too much to worry about. Mousinho falls back inside of the bench now, and pretty slow play coming through here by Windigo, and the bomb is on A, so it looks as though an A split is going to be on the cards. 2 from the underpass, 1 from top middle in the ramp, but of course 1 in the palace, so mostly just going to be this execute coming in, that smoke towards window. This is a good setup actually, because you have so many players everywhere in the map. Fox has got to spot it. Oh, Bubble takes him down with a CZ, although Rallen is there. He'll take him down in reply. Lines up 2. That's a triple from Rallen. Does go down to the Deagle of Ships. Oh my goodness, another kill from Ships. This has been an insane round for him, but finally goes down as Mihu lands the shot back, and now it's all on Punisher.
Yeah, and Kinguin finally been able to capitalize on one of those rounds, been able to get themselves it, but it was fairly costly. They took a lot of damage in the process. The bomb goes down. 3 kills for Windigo. They should be fairly happy with that overall. Only really investing into the pistols and Kevlar in that round, of course, rather.
Those shots from Ships were pretty insane as well. But Kinguin gonna get themselves another on the board. 10-7, 3 away from closing this one all the way back to 10-10. A few pistols here and there for Windigo, so damage is still on board. Ship's got his Deagle out again. And Kinguin, they're going to have the utility across the board for themselves. And that is good to see. We haven't seen a strong economy on Kinguin start to build up at all over the 2 maps. So hopefully we see this half perhaps pay a little bit of better fortunes to them.
Yeah, no Kevlar this time either, and that's not a great start with the nade going in and doing a lot of damage on towards Bubble. Kinguin desperately need to take this round as clean as possible if they want to build up a bank to allow them to continue on with this comeback once the rifles do come out for Windigo, of course. And here we go, a fast play towards the B-bomb site. They are just going to try and overwhelm the defense if possible. Mousinho finds the first, he takes down another, and he's going to be cleaning up along with Mihu as both of those players, the double M combo, combine for 5 between them, and that's now going to be Windigo going for the buy. But 2 rounds in the difference now. Kinguin have definitely begun to close this gap. At one point, I believe it was 7-1 in favour of Windigo.
Yeah, I mean, Kinguin are starting to look up now. They had, I was all down to that pistol round. If they win that pistol, it's obviously going to help them a lot more coming into this one. And then you can see they've just won round after round, and there goes the aggression, the confidence starting to build up perhaps. And Mihu, he's found himself one, looking for the second as well, and there's a huge chance because he's only 1 HP. There goes the 1 bullet, not wasting the ammunition. And Mutt, he's able to chime in as well. There goes Fox, ending Ships, and leaving only Punisher.
Yeah, and Kinguin exactly what they needed now. Should be getting themselves up towards 9. Ideally, they don't want to lose any more players in this round. And there you go. Fox finds himself a nice little crispy headshot to ensure that the trade comes in as Kinguin. They are going to be on 9. Windigo once again going to be facing an eco. This time working with a, well, in the following round at least they will be working with full money bonus, so they can invest a small amount into this one. Kevlar along with those pistols and also quite a lot of utility that could allow them to execute onto one of these bomb sites, aiming for a bomb plant and a couple kills, I would presume.
Yeah, it's likely this round is going to go up to Kinguin now. Because that'll be evening things out 10-10. That's pretty unbelievable considering how this one started. Rowland lining up 2, Spellin and Ships though. They grab 2 kills themselves. Bubble, another Deagle shot. This team are insane at the Deagles. He's going to land another one in 3 versus 2. Kinguin, they look down out there, but Fox finally finds one. And from a short, Mars is looking for another. On the site is Ships, and he's just going to plant in the open. What's he doing that for? He is going to go down. There was plenty of time as well to get a better position. And now it's only Bubble. He has to find 2 more Deagles. He's found 1, but he has to find 2 to secure this round. They're both low, so he just needs to land the chest shots. Could be enough dealt. Flip over towards B. Oh no, this is a chance though. He could have slipped towards B, but I don't know if I agree with this decision to go back towards A.
I guess he was aware that there was a player up on the short position, so maybe just wants to ensure that he can get the bomb down. It would have been a bit of a risk maybe if the short player had begun to fall back through B, and he actually in the process managed to retrieve himself a weapon. And with both of these players being on low HP, this is definitely no winnable situation for Bubble to try and pull off, as we are going to see Fox and Mozinho just trying to stick together on this retake. Aware that they're both not really looking so healthy in terms of HP, and this molly by Fox really could do it. Forces him out into the open, and now I presume we'll see the bomb getting stuck. Did they not see him? No. Oh, that is not ideal, but now they'll be aware the bomb is going to be stuck. Bubble has to try and run out through the smoke and deny the defuse, but he's not going to be going. Kinguin just stick the bomb, and they are going to be able to equalise the scoreline as it is now 10-10. Apologies, slightly stumbling over my words while trying to keep it a little bit slower in terms of the speed of my cousin.
Even yet again here, I haven't seen that in a while, that's for sure. 10-10. Windigo, they've lost their monumental lead, and you can see already a pause coming through. So they're going to be a little bit shaken about that one. I mean, Kinguin, they're going to be very confident coming into this one. I was so worried for a second there, because when Fox Molotov'd the Palace position, he fell back down the stairs a little bit, just to like get his weapon out so he didn't get headshotted. And when he peeked back up, the player had already crossed over and he didn't actually spot him, so that could have been very risky. You could see him looking towards ramp just to make sure. So at that point, that solidified that he didn't know he was there. But given telegraphing his position with the smoke made it a bit more difficult. And Kinguin, and will pick up the round after the full defuse comes in, and the unpause is undone. Likely a tactical, trying to get get their heads back in this game. They're yet to post a single T-side round here, Dean.
Yeah, and finally Kinguin beginning to get themselves, well, they're just looking like a much better team now for these last couple of rounds, and I'm hoping for their own sake that they can continue this on. Of course, everyone wants to see them succeed. No one really on that team that anyone should be hating or anything, you know. It's a bunch of good guys that everyone would like to see succeed, and now with a 10-10 scoreline, they can certainly bring themselves back into this map at least. It doesn't win them the series if they do take this one, of course. It will send us on towards the decider, but let's see if they're going to at least be able to take us to 3 maps. As now Windigo back onto the full buy. Bubble on the AWP, the rest of the players working with the rifles and also every single bit of utility that they need. As it seems like they will be taking this round quite slowly, actually, waiting for some aggression to come in. Bubble just hanging back at the back of Underpass, waiting to see if any aggression comes in to try and face towards them.
Bomb all the way back towards T-spawn. There's standard play coming out here by Windigo. They just got to go for a nice spread out play. One up inside of the apartments. One was down inside of the underpass, but decides without any information that he's going to fall back and collect the bomb. They've only got one player inside of the palace, so this now sets up a bit of an interesting tale. Did they decide to go up short because they've still got a player in B, or did they decide to go towards connector? And I like this because based on the information they get from middle, they'll be able to decide which way they want to go, because they leave the option open by having one on A and one on B with deciding what they want to do. But their A option has just been made a lot easier as Punisher shuts down Rowland as he tries to push inside of Palace, and now this is likely going to be an A hit coming out because the defense is much weaker there now.
Yeah, looking pretty decent now for Windigo as they look to try and just group up and take one of these bomb sites together. We see that it could be looking like a bit of a B split as we see most of the players making their way up short, and there's actually no players at all over on this B bomb site at the moment. Mihu finds a crucial frag though by taking down Punisher. And now on a 4-on-4, Victor has creeped his way up short, and he's looking to try and take over control of this B bomb site, and with the utility going down, it will now be it will now be at least known to Kinguin that it is going to be the B-bomb site that's under attack from the terrorists as they look to try now and come in for this retake, which is going to be really difficult. A 4-on-4 retake on the B-bomb site is never easy, especially with very little utility other than that one smoke and flash. But with Fox finding the opening, Mozinho also chimes in and they come back in now in favour of Windigo. Bubble and Ships getting some work done. Bubble with the AWP, he connects the shot. The Deagle comes out and it's one more kill for him to try and take down as Mihu is now left all alone against Ships. Just playing time in from this van position at the moment, waiting for Mihu to push, and he finds the headshot. Windigo finally claiming another round for themselves and reclaiming that lead.
That came so close. The reactions of Ships just to hit that headshot is unbelievable. Up to 11 now, back on that comeback, on that winning trail, should I say. And they are on the road to victory. The AWP comes out for Fox here. No AWP presence on Windigo. Their economy is still pretty low, but Kinguin, this is likely to be one of their last buys if they lose this one, because the economy is pretty brittle at this point, and if Windigo do break it, it's going to be a couple of rounds on board for Windigo, and at that point, they're not too far away from closing out this best of 3, and that should build up the pressure here on Kinguin to win this round.
Yeah, Kinguin just, rather, Windigo once again just mostly focusing on the mid position, and I guess they may have actually noticed that this B-bomb site is a little bit weak. We do see the short position perhaps is a little bit of a hole in the defense of Kinguin. They have now at least sent a player over to try and actually hold this position, but so far Windigo, they are going to be just focusing on mid to maybe try and abuse this position. One player in connector he's in a really good spot now where he can just try and cut off those rotates as we see two players quickly advancing up towards short, in towards the ladder room. Victor taking that challenge, I believe, against Mihu, is actually going to end up losing it, but it's going to be traded successfully by Bubble. Spellin finds one before being taken down from behind by Rallen, and now it's all onto Ships and Punisher as they come out towards this B-bomb site.
Yeah, Punisher getting that bomb down right for the short position. And then the retake is coming in. Fox, what is he doing? Just rolling in on his own. Gets shut down. Perhaps looking for an opening pick. Does get shut down, though. And now that does even it out here. 2 versus 2. Bomb now starting to tick away. And Ships lining with to push through. Comes in. It's Rallen. Gonna get himself taken down. And puts it into a 2 versus 1. Kinguin going in 1 by 1 and getting themselves shut down. And now leaves it only on Mutt. And fair play to him. He did his best, but he's shut down by Ships. 12 to 10. Windigo now 4 rounds away from closing this one out, and Kinguin, they're down and out right now.
Yeah, the economy completely broken as Windigo once again reclaiming control of this game. We mentioned that it was something that Windigo have been really good at so far in the series. Once they get a streak of rounds, they're going to be able to continue on with that. They really are a very heavy confidence-based team, especially players such as Victor, etc. on his previous teams. All the Bulgarian teams rather that I've seen in the past seem to be kind of teams that are really based on momentum. If they get off to a good start, they can just roll over their opponents. And right now, that 12 to 10 scoreline is showing what a solid team Windigo can be. Kinguin, of course, by no means are they out yet. The Molotovs coming out onto this A-bomb site will be forcing them out into the open as Punisher and Victor find a kill each. Mozinho hiding in towards Sandwich. Mihu in towards the ninja position isn't going to be able to get anything done either, as now it's all onto Mozinho with a Mach 10.
Mach 10 versus AWP and 3 AKs. I don't think this is even on the cards for a victory, so he's going to be waiting for some exits. Perhaps he can find one of those. He will find it with a CZ, but goes down to Punisher's AK, and that is 13-10. Windigo now 3 rounds away from closing this one, and taking it 2-0 in this best of 3. Kinguin, they look a bit better here on Mirage. You can tell they've practiced it a little bit more. Their CT sides are a lot more solid. Fox is having a decent game now. He's into double figures. Mutt is 11. He had a good performance. Seems to have dropped off. Got a bit cold now. So it's now onto the Windigo side to try and close this one out. And it's their game to lose at this point. Kinguin, they have a bye. And not much utility on it. But they have got a decent setup here towards A.
As now, yeah, the terrorists just grouping up towards A. Looks like they will be changing the pace up. We've seen them gone fast mostly towards mid and splitting towards that B-bomb site, but this time it's actually going to be an execute towards A, and I really like this. Look at that Molotov being thrown off the head of Bubble as we see a very, very complicated execute going to be coming in. Very good use of the Molotovs to stop any aggression from coming in along towards bench and triple also, as now the first kill goes in favour of Bubble. He takes down Mutt, opens up this A-bomb site, and the retake setup that was being prepared by Kinguin is not looking too good as they're now left in a 5-on-4.
Walking them out of the bomb site, or Windigo just trying to keep them out and at bay. They only have a couple of flashbangs left to work with, shall I say, and the flashes are coming in. Mozinho has the opening kill, and now he's going to get a second as well, and this is starting to look good, but he gets shut down by Bubble. He has a perfect angle, goes for the pre-fire, no one there to land on, so he'll hit that one towards the ticket box, and the time is low now. Not much of a chance, and Bubble misses his chance on the ace. Mau's just running away, and Bubble chasing him down, looking for the ace. There's a chance to do it here as well. Oh, Bubble will deny it.
And it's now 14 for Windigo, so 2 away from being able to close this series out and taking this 2-0 as Kinguin finally getting the guns back out, but this is maybe their last chance to actually try and contest this with a full buy. If they lose this round, likely going to be Windigo being able to close this out 16-10, and at least this time Kinguin showing that they can get something done. This time been able to put up a bit of a more respectable scoreline, but still it doesn't really seem like it's going to be enough, as now Ships fast towards the B-bomb site. Nice bit of presence has been sold just as he throws that nade out, but not really too much damage is actually going to be connected, and Windigo now just sticking back in one of these passive defaults once again, waiting to see what Kinguin go for, allowing Kinguin to try and make that opening play instead, as Windigo have just been doing a pretty good job at really capitalizing on these rounds no matter what, especially when they get that opening advantage.
Yeah, they haven't been really able to convert either. Kinguin, when they're down one man, they haven't been able to convert them into round wins, and that's kind of what you want, especially if you're going up against AWPs with like AWPers such as Bubble, who's able to find those opening picks so often. You want to be able to try and recuperate and fix the mistakes and fill in the holes that are left behind. And now we're into a situation where Windigo are 2 rounds away from closing out the best of 3, and Kinguin have the pressure built up. The nade is going out towards the window. It's not going to land too much damage. I mean, a couple of HP probably. And now 45 seconds left. And the T side, they're going to drift their attention towards the A bomb site. They're going to be knocking on the door, waiting for the bridge to drop and getting themselves in aggressively. And oh, Mize is actually able to take that battle. I was about to say Spellman would find himself a Mize lurking in the apartments, but he is going to get himself a kill. Rowland finds a trade as well, and there goes Ships, landing one back. And look at this, it's Fox to find one with the FAMAS.
Yep, Kinguin looking like they may finally be able to take themselves another round. Bubble is going to be the last man standing. 3 points of HP, the same as the amount of players that he has to try and take down, and he only finds 1 before being traded out by Fox. And I don't think he can find the AWP. I think it was actually underneath the body there, so the op isn't going to be carried over for Kinguin, sadly. Windigo still have the economy to buy into this one, as Kinguin are 3 rounds behind. By no means are they out of this game. They still have a bit of room to work with. They still have a decent buy coming in towards this round, and if they can chain them together now, they will be able to break the economy of Windigo once again and just really give Windigo a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, Windigo, they've only got 2 rounds to go, so really there isn't much pressure. Kinguin, the pressure's on them, but they still have a good chance to win a couple of more rounds to string a few together. It's not down and out, especially with Rowland and Fox finding 2. Ships, however, has pulled it back, and Mutt is on the ramp. Ships is going ham right now. He has found himself a 3rd. He's on for the ace, but he's got the bomb, and now looking for the last player, Mihu. He's going to drop him as well. This could be a heroic play for Ships to take them to map and series point here. It's only Mize that stands between him, and of course, he has his teammate Spellin here, who looks to steal his ace here. But the player is all the way towards CT spawn, and towards B they go. Ships makes his way through the underpass. Going to be drifting his attention towards the B site. He's only got 1 flashbang, and it's been used up early on here. And inside he spots out Mize. Can he land the headshot? This could be the ace, but decides to go back passively now. It's going to go to A. We're on another trip, Dean. We're going all the way towards A.
Yeah, nice fight by Mozinho there. Actually takes down the only player who really had any sort of HP to work with, and now up against Ships, he's actually in a decent position to try and deny this clutch. Deny the ace for Ships. Trying to win the 1 versus 2 himself, but at the moment he's going to hang around towards the B-bomb site, and that's not the correct decision, as we can see. Ships with the bomb, making his way in through Palace. Will be able to get this planted and hopefully position himself into a good position to try and actually clutch this one out. And there we go. Finally, the bomb is going to go down, and now Mozinho will realise that he's made the wrong decision to stick around on B. He's going to begin to make his way back over now, creeping in through the CT spawn. Ships rather looking to actually go for this peak, but the timing not really working in favour of either player. Mozinho for now will bypass and make his way in towards jungle as he looks to try and desperately save his team in this round. Ships with a really nice angle though, waiting 46 HP, of course, only for Mozinho to work with. The utility going to be thrown down, giving away this position to Ships, and he finds the ace. The ace clutch for Ships as Windigo claim themselves map point. Kinguin, this may be it for them. It may be the end of this best of 3 series.
Ridiculous plays coming in by Ships that are able to just walk up connector, find 3, goes for the 4th inside of the jungle, and then looks for the last, and that will be it. He went on a bit of a round trip, dragged it out a little, but finally he'll win the round, and that's a really cool idea. So he says to his teammate, you stay on B, I'll go towards A, buy me some time, and that's exactly what happened. And you can see Kinguin, they left being startled And on this, they're going to go towards the A-bomb side here, Windigo. And Mutt is close. He has, of course, the CZ in hand. There's players coming out from every angle, though, and Mihu has opened it up for Kinguin. Flash comes through. Mutt is blinded by it. The pre-fire comes in. Victor checks his angle, takes him down. Punisher finds Mihu. It's another day at the park here for Windigo. They're looking to storm into this and take down Kinguin. It's only 3 players that stand in their way. And going through CT is now Victor, hunting for the kills. Fox is here. Can he find a shot? Lands a shot, at least against the wall, but now gets aggressive with the USP. Victor is still looking for the kill, but it's the awkward exchange going down in CT here. And now Mize pushes in. Can he finally find the kill? He will do so. And now it's only Mize that stands between Victor, Bubble and Punisher in this 2 versus 1. Can Windigo take this right now, or will Mize clutch this one out? And it won't be going his way. Punisher clutches it out. Windigo take it 16-11, and a best of 3 that ends 2-0.
Yeah, and now we're just going to send it back to the analyst desk to discuss that game. Kinguin definitely stepped it up on the second map for sure, though.
I would definitely agree with Casters. I think the Kinguin definitely stepped up on Mirage, but just it wasn't enough for them to take this win over Windigo, even though it was their pick. And there you have it, Windigo taking W in Group B. That puts them currently on the first place, but great showing from Windigo, especially for the first match of 2018 for them. And Ships, amazing performance, especially on that previous round, not last, but round before, getting an ace, clutching it out, and that's that young star from Windigo that can step up when needed, and he definitely did so. Resetting Kinguin we saw with 4 pistols and UMP coming into that last round, and they couldn't really do anything. But Danny,